Venom: The Last Dance sucks. Simple as that. I'm joking. Let's actually talk about it. Venom: The Last Dance is a mess of wasted ideas and weird decisions. Sony made the choice of introducing the villain Null, voiced by Andy Serkis, even though it was originally thought that Null would be played by Norman Reedus. Which, like, I can definitely see the vision of casting Reedus in this role, but then they made the, we'll call it an interesting choice, of making Null CGI for the very limited amount of screen time that he actually has in the film. So since they went the CGI route, Andy Serkis is always a good choice when looking for a voice actor. The problem is that Null is super underutilized and really, I think, misrepresented within this film. They start off by presenting him as a powerful being, but then the movie slaps the audience in the face, says, "Just kidding," and makes him really stupid. Null has all of these creatures that he can send to hunt symbiotes at any time. Like, he can literally just open a knockoff Doctor Strange portal and put them wherever. So then, even though he has access to all these creatures and he can just put them wherever, and also he knows where Venom is, we literally only have one creature who's chasing down Venom for basically the whole movie. It feels silly to introduce what is supposed to be a very powerful character and then make him seem like one of the stupidest villains of the year. And I get really annoyed when a movie tells me something and then shows me something completely different. But that's what this movie is full of. Introduce a concept and then undermine it and make it feel pointless, which is not a great plan when making a movie.
Not a great plan.
Another interesting approach was basically giving Venom ED.
What did he say?
I know that's not great phrasing, but let me explain. Now, I can't tell you exactly what I mean because I don't want to spoil the film, but essentially they gave an excuse for why we can't fully see Venom. I was very intentional with my wording there. We can't fully see Venom. But again, the way that they approach this is awful, mainly because of how it ends up playing out. We could literally see 99.9% of Venom and everything would be totally fine, but if we see 100%, then it becomes an issue. It feels like an excuse to not really show us Venom, who has the least amount of screen time in this movie compared to the other films in this trilogy. We do get a decent amount of Venom's head coming out of Eddie's back, but at least for me, I'm there to actually see Venom. Crazy idea, I know. That also leads to the weakest action scenes in the entire series. Like, there's some cool concepts, but most of them don't involve Venom being, well, Venom. The finale admittedly has some cool stuff, but nothing that matches the carnage of the second film. Get it? Carnage? I'll see myself out. Adding on to the list of weird choices in this film, the second post-credit scene is one of the worst I've seen in recent years. First of all, I watched through 20 minutes of credits to even get to that post-credit scene. But secondly, it feels so pointless. I really think that nothing will come of it. It honestly feels like the Morbius post-credit scene, something that just exists out there in the universe that we will never see come to fruition.
Thanks for meeting me, Doc. I've been reading about you.
I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here. Has to do with Spider-Man, I think. I'm still figuring this place out, but I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
I think the Spider-Man Homecoming post-credit scene can summarize this very well. Take it away, Cap.
Hi, I'm Captain America. Here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have. Patience. Sometimes patience is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing.
The only praise I will give this film is Tom Hardy, who gives it his all even when he's not given much to work with. But really, this movie is just a mess. Every single thing feels underdeveloped, wasted, and pointless. And for those of you who think that I'm just complaining, I really do wish this movie was better. This year has sucked for superhero movies, with Deadpool and Wolverine being the only film that I can confidently call good. But But even that movie has some huge flaws, which I explained in a previous video that you should definitely check out. Shameless plug, I know. This year has just been awful for comic book fans, and we still have one more movie coming out in December, another Sony flick that I definitely have hope for. No sarcasm there. On a real note, I will say that the R rating and Aaron Taylor Johnson do give me a couple of reasons to be excited, but we'll talk about that in a future benjimovies video. As for Venom: The Last Dance, it really is disappointing. It's a step below the first two films, which is an accomplishment considering how painfully mediocre this franchise already is. I'm not expecting every superhero movie to be a slam dunk, but I'm sick of films that are a complete mess. I'm sick of films introducing concepts and then just wasting them. I'm sick of films that suck. I just wish that we could return to consistently getting great superhero projects. And 2024 was just not it. But I am hoping and coping that 2025 can help turn things around. But as always, I guess we'll have to wait and see.